Good evening, Caleb.
Evening.
Yes, oh, Caleb the King. Welcome, welcome.
Well, Caleb, it's so good to have you here, and we have Joshua Jones with us as well. Good
Good
evening,
night.
Joshua. Good evening. Good evening. Well, these two young men, I am featuring them tonight because the title says "Children Serving Their Communities," and we're talking about the water drive and the Solemn walk. And I am going to bring on Shaquani Hunt. I hope she's available. Yes, Shaquani is there. And we're going to
Shaquani.
talk first. We're going to talk first. Yes, thank you. We're going to talk first about the water drive and these two young men because Shaquani is smiling ear to ear and I'm smiling ear to ear because we talk about our young people, we talk about our children, and we talk about them down in their gadgets and they are and they're not doing anything productive. We worry about them with crime and violence and so on. But my husband brought these two gentlemen with us to the water drive in St. Lucie yesterday. And somebody might look at them and say, "Where is he going with these two young men?" And I tell you, Dr. Ferdinand, from the time they hit where they were supposed to go, they were working, they were sweating. And and I just was amazed at them. And they picked up a little friend in the community, and I'm going to remember his name very very soon. Right, that's our little friend there in the community from Ellerslie, and he joined us in the end there and was giving out the water. He just was beaming. He was running with us from house to house and giving out the water. And I want to commend these children tonight. And before they even speak, I will ask Shaquani to just Shaquani, would you a good night, Shaquani? Would you agree with me about these two young
And
men?
Marcia, they were excellent. They were excellent. Jumping off the truck, lifting up cases of water. I'm more sure there's a picture with one of them with a case of water on their head.
Wow.
And they're
Yes,
going to people, explaining what they're doing, trying to find out if they need water, if they want it brought inside. They were amazing.
yes, they were. And I'm gonna, if you have that picture with them with the water on their head, I think you sent me, but send it to Dave for me. Or if you send it to me singly, I should be able to. If not, I will try and find it. But I know there is a picture with them with the water on their heads. And these two young men, people, they left their phones in the car for hours. What time did we finish Shakwani yesterday, giving all the water?
Oh my gosh, we probably finished like minutes to four.
Wow.
Finished pretty late.
Wow.
Minutes
Wow.
I
to
remember
four.
asking them at one point, "Are you guys tired? You want to sit in the van?" They said, "No, we're not tired. We could walk more," because in St. Lucie, we had to walk long distances alongside the vehicles to distribute the water.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, because of
Fantastic.
how the densely populated the place. And this is, I think his name is the
Delano.
Connie. I'm going to
I wonder if it's Delano or
Delano,
yeah,
Delano,
Delano.
Delano from St. Lucie. You're from Ellerslie School. Sorry, we did not have a number to send you a link tonight. We are so proud of you. You showed us all the homes, and you ran to the old people's homes, those who could not come out. He knew the ones who needed this water, and he was running with bottles of water to give to the people in the community. I'm
He's
telling
already
you,
he's
there
already
were
doing his
adults there.
canvassing.
There were adults there, but I wanted to single out these young people, and this was put on
Yes,
by the
yes.
Young Dems. You had Ralph Thorne was there, the president of the DLP was there, and so on. But tonight we're featuring the boys, these young boys. Well, let's go. Let's go to them. Let's go to them. Let me hear from Joshua first. Joshua, you were there from very early because we picked you up in St. Philip, and we dropped you there from 10 o'clock. Can you walk us through? First of all, why did you decide that you wanted to come out and give water?
Good night. I chose to come out to help water because I didn't think it was fair that the people in St. Lucie had to drink. boil water all the time. So I just wanted to come outside and help them.
Yes, you
Wow.
didn't think it was fair, you said?
Yes, please. I didn't think it was fair.
You didn't think it was
Wow.
fair. So who told, how did you know that the people in St. Lucie did not have any water? Who told you that?
Uncle Dave, Uncle Dave told me, and I saw a video, and the water was very nasty. It was brown. It was just disgusting.
Yes, yes. And when you heard when Uncle Dave called you, you said you wanted you will go.
I was excited to come. I could not wait.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Did you
Wow.
hear what he said? He could not wait.
He putting some
Oh
of us
God.
to shame, Marcia. Putting some of us to
He
shame.
putting us to shame. And
Wow.
so when you were there, I know that as soon as you saw people coming up to the George Street Auditorium with the bottles and so on, we showed you the first person, and after that you would run to the gate and get the water from the adults. Tell me about that.
I remember there was a pregnant lady, and she was not able to lift up the water or anything. So Caleb and I had to bring the water to her door, place it inside her house so that she was able to get water whenever she needed. So
Wow.
I just wanted to help out.
Wow, you heard
Wow.
what he said. There was a pregnant lady, and he and Caleb was able to get the water into their homes. Guys, you need to share up this life. You need to share up this live tonight. You know,
Wow.
we'll be on here. Ralph Thorne is on here and it's 1400, 1600. That's what it should go tonight because we started out last week with so many, I mean, fighting in the schools and all the things happen. And I want to thank the Dems, the young Dems, for organizing this. And these children came out, they're not thinking about whatever, any party, whatever. They just came up because there was a need and they came to help. Caleb, talk to me. Caleb, I know you love your phone, but when you got there, you gave me your phone to keep in the car. Why did you do that? Good night,
Woo.
Caleb.
And I gave you the phone because if I didn't, I would have been playing my music and I would have been distracted, changing it all the time. I'd probably play football when it was on the truck too. And so if I didn't, I would have been really distracted and I would have been locked in.
Well,
Wow. Wow.
folks. Shaquani, Caleb came there. I'm sure Caleb came with a football. Caleb, did you come with a football?
Yes, please.
Caleb came with a foot on, and I said, "Oh my God, I really hope this child don't think he's going to play the football and give out the water." But he left both the football and the phone, right? He left both the football and the phone in the car, and right there in the van. And Dave was like, "What? They left their phones?" Yes, and they were giving out water. Caleb, what was the most interesting thing you saw as you were giving out the water there, distributing the water in Crab Hill and Content, St. Lucie? What was the most interesting thing that you saw?
The most interesting thing that I saw is that when we were passing through a gap, they had workers working on a pipe, and when the car passed through, they asked if they could get water. And you see people that working on the water on the pipe. They say, Lucy, want clean water to drink. And yeah, Joshua was just like, y'all want water? He's like, fine, but we don't got the cool water, so we just get up with regular water.
So you thought it was
That is
hilarious that the
Mar-
Barbados Water Authority people were asking you guys for water.
Yeah,
Marcia. He is telling the absolute truth. He is. He is.
How ironic. How ironic can that be? Oh my
Wow, wow,
goodness.
wow, wow, wow. These are the two of them there walking with the water, and the sun was hot, And so when the older ones like us, we couldn't go. I stayed in the car a little bit, man. That sun was beating down. These children, you saw the sweat. I felt so sorry. I said, "Oh God, I wanted to get them out of the sun." I'm thinking, Shaquana, this is child labor, right?
Marcia, I
because the
offered
sun
them to
is
get
so
in
hot.
vehicles. They told me they don't want to go in vehicles. They want to be on the road walking. They're fine. They're not hot. They said,
Wow. Shaquani, what when you saw these little men, I know you are the one who along with the young dems
mm,
put this together. And
mm.
you saw these young men coming with there to help and the way they were helping. Explain to me how that made you feel.
I was honestly truly grateful because, as I said, everything counts. Every person counts, and you know what you can do. So if they could carry one bottle of water, 1 gallon of water, they can still carry a lot. And I saw them lifting up cases. So it was amazing to truly see people that age out helping. And I know the community really appreciated that as well. Because I can tell you, they were knocking, they were speaking to people, and they're very articulate. So it was very eye-opening to see these young people. They saw a problem, they wanted to assist, and they just went on. We always had someone there with them, but they knew what they were doing. As you seeing us doing it, it was very easy for them to adapt to the situation.
Yes, I think so. And they didn't care about who was there. I don't even know if they realized that Ralph Thorne was there or who was there. This is a man, oh my goodness, he just saw what was happening and he left his house. This one you see on the
Mhm.
screen, right? The Sean. And I'm saying the wrong name, right? Huh?
I think it's Delano. I think
Delano. I will write it down because I don't know where getting this is Sean. Delano in Saint Delano in Krabby Hill. He goes to Ellis Lip. Big up to him. He just jumped into action, Angela. Angela Eunice Knight, I know you brought some water there. Thank you so much. This young man jumped into action. And we are featuring the young men tonight, Dr. Ferdinand, because we see tonight we were holding up placards there with the names of young men on it. And here we have these young men here sweating bullets and working hard. And just for those who said, don't put them up there when they were. This is when the van was stationary. Okay, while it
yes.
was driving, they sat inside and it was driving slow because we want to make sure that they didn't hurt themselves. But Shakari, all these wrong names tonight.
That's
Shakwani,
okay. Uh-huh.
Shakwani, you did this also on your birthday. And Shakwani, we are bigging up these young
Wow.
people. Shakwani is herself a young woman. A young woman. And Shakwani, you could have been enjoying yourself, but you did this on your birthday. And you didn't plan it because it didn't work out last week. And so it
Yeah.
was pushed back to this week. And you didn't skip a beat. You were out there in the sun hot, up and down with these little boys.
Yeah. Marcia can tell you, I got so much birthday wishes. I have not even responded to it as yet because when we were out there, the focus was getting the water out, making sure people had enough water, and we shared it out in a manner that well, not everybody, but we helped as much people as we possibly could.
Yeah, so
That
Shakwani, stay with me a little bit. I want to continue to speak to these young men, and then we're going to release them, Dr.
no
Ferdinand,
problem.
because I
Uh-huh.
promised their parents that they would
Yes,
get back
yes,
in time to get ready for school for eight
yes,
o'clock.
absolutely.
No
So
problem.
so I want to go back to them because I know. Can you tell me where you go to school, Joshua? Joshua Jones is his name. Joshua, where do you go to school?
I go to school at Grade Silly Secondary School.
Graydon Sealy Secondary School. Did you hear his diction and his? You hear
Oh,
how he speaks?
yes.
You hear how he speaks.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Now, Joshua, you in first or second form?
I'm in first form.
So he's new, very new to Graydon Sealy. And I want to move this conversation a little bit, Joshua, into what we see happening in the schools all of last week. There was a young man who was stabbed at your school. When you hear about all of this violence in the school, etc., what do you feel about that? What are your thoughts about it? You go to a school and you see fights. How many fights you see a day?
At least 4 to 5 fights a day.
At least
Wow.
4 to 5 fights a day, and it's mainly young men fighting.
Not just like with their fists, sometimes objects like pens, pencils, tables, chairs, whatever they could find.
whatever they
Wow.
could find. So as a first former, you are at a first former being at the school and you're seeing all of this happening. How does it, how does it make you feel? Do you feel safe at the school?
In points, yes and no, because all the violence, I just try to stay far away from it.
Yes, yes. You try to stay far. Far. Do they have a lot of it in your class itself?
Pardon me?
Do you have a lot of violence in your class?
Only one recently, but not anymore.
Not anymore, not anymore. So you would like to see the violence, subside and would be ended in the schools. I would think, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
That's so true. Now,
Wow.
let me go to Caleb.
Wow.
Caleb, um, you were out. Joshua wasn't there today, but you were also on the Solemn walk. So yesterday, you went. You were at the guys. Are you sharing this live? I wanted to. You see how why I came on here so bright and happy tonight. The reason I came on so bright and happy tonight, I wanna put back the banner so that people can see what we are talking about, right? But I want people to know that Caleb was out yesterday for hours. You hear what I tell you? Hours, because I'm sure Caleb was there for probably 4 or 5 hours in that sun hot serving water, because there were hundreds, I mean, over 100 cases of water and over 100 gallons of those gallon thing that they were giving out to people. But Caleb, you are back out again for the solemn walk today. Can you
Wow.
describe what you
Wow.
experienced in Chapman Lane, Caleb?
Um, I I had a good time, but if me and Joshua couldn't help, I don't know if oh today,
Can you can
today
you uh,
today oh
okay.
today okay I see today in Bridgetown. Okay, oh I got a little sidetracked. Um, today in Bridgetown, we have bad weather, but we still performed and gave out to the needy. Probably some people that agree. Um, there's a certain man that was shouting Carol on the truck, but other way we perform good. Yeah.
Yes, and how did you when you saw them with the everybody? Did you carry a placard as well
Yes, please.
with a name on it?
Yes, please. I had the name of Tyrell Prescott.
Wow.
Tyrell, Tyrell Prescott, and you
Wow.
remember that name?
Wow.
Yes, please.
And what you saw to remember it, or you read it and then you told yourself you're going to try to remember this name?
Yeah, I read it and I said I was gonna try to remember this thing.
Why? Tell me why you wanted to remember the name. And for those who are watching, we carried the placards of the 40 young men who have died and killed by gun violence in Barbados in this year. And Caleb was carrying the name of one of the young men. Why did you try to memorize Tyrone Prescott's name?
I had to remember it because the two things. One is when we have put down the placards to go and perform. I had to remember my name that I had, and the second reason was that the person was very young and I felt bad.
You felt bad for that person. How old was
Wow.
that person?
Probably, I think it was 27 or 26.
Yes, and you thought
Wow.
that was very sad. It made
Yeah,
you sad to know that that person died that young.
yeah. I even saw. I think it was like an elderly person. He was holding up a baby. I was like, when I had saw that, I was like, a baby, unborn. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Cause like
Wow.
27, 19, and then on board. Like, what are they doing?
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
And what would you want to say, Caleb, to those who are perpetuating or those who are continuing the violence in the country? What would you want to say to them?
There's no need for it, and there's bunch of choices that you could settle it without just ending it all. And if you end it all, you probably gonna end your life going into jail.
Mm-hmm. And what
Wow.
are you said that there are a bunch of ways that people could deal with the violence. What are some of the ways that they could deal with the violence?
Well, some of the ways is talking it out, walking away, or giving them a chance to speak, or just leave.
Yes. So these are ways that they can deal with the violence in school. Where do you go to school, Caleb?
I attend the School of St. Leonard's.
Right, you are at St. Leonard's school, and do you see a lot of fighting at school?
Well, I don't see fights, but sometimes they like bring like some of these stir farmers. They bring school like boxing gloves, and they at the at lunchtime they like do boxing matches and stuff. But no, I haven't seen any serious fights
Wow,
from
that's interesting.
from in my class though. I think we had two fights in the same day over some stupid controversy. So yeah.
Big word. Yeah, you had some controversy going on in school. Well, Caleb, I am so proud of you. And I want
Yes.
to
Yes.
thank you for being out there today. This what you're seeing on the screen is Praise Academy, which Caleb was part of today, performing, out doing street theater, and they were very well received. I tell you, those of you who missed, the ones of you who missed today, Dr. Purdy, you missed a big one today. These were the young people out there performing out their hearts, and the guys
Wow.
on the block what they took out their phones, the guys on the blocks. We can't show everybody because you don't want to show everybody's
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but they were videotaping the children today, and they really, really enjoyed it. Being out there today. So we wanna thank them, Caleb, and Praise Academy. This is Praise Academy out there performing today, out there falling down on the ground and the street theater, and they were bringing a message in dance, in song, in theater today, right there. Well,
Wow.
let
Wow.
me go
Fantastic.
before they go. We have 4 minutes with them, Dr. Freddie. I want to ask little Joshua. Joshua, what do you want to, if you could speak respectfully, because you're only what, 11 years old?
Yes, please.
Joshua, you're 11 years old, and if you could speak respectfully to those who are in charge of this country, those who govern this country, what would you say to them about the fact that there are people in Barbados who are getting brown, stinking water coming out of their tap? Or like yesterday, the people said we haven't had a drip of water in so long. What would you respectfully say to that adult that is in charge? Those adults in charge of this country. What would you say, Joshua?
All I would say is that they should not still be paying for water bill if they still cannot like use it, because it isn't really healthy to use dirty water, and at the end of the day they still need to buy water to bathe with, drink, cook, etc., and still have to pay the water bill. So that is a lot of working and unnecessary money being spent.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
not even saying anything more after that, because that's what
Wow.
this young man is saying, because he would have heard the people in the community saying that they're paying water bill, and for him at 11 years old he cannot understand why they are paying water bill. and they're not getting water. Caleb, I'm going to ask you now a different question. What, you are 11 as well, right?
No, please, I'm 12.
Yeah, Pucha, you're 12.
That's a big difference, Joy. Let me tell you, that's a big difference. Believe me.
Caleb, you are 12. Okay, 12-year-old Caleb. Now, Caleb King, as we have here, Caleb the King. Caleb, let me ask you the same question, but about a different topic. So I would ask you, what would you say, respectfully, to the adults who are in charge of this country concerning the gun violence and the violence in schools? What would you say to them?
I would say that you should have more restrictions to the persons who are selling the guns, and you should have a safer community throughout the country.
Wow. Dr. Ferdinand, I'm saying nothing more.
I can't say anything, Marcia.
I'm
I
saying,
can't say anything. I'll let them have the show.
oh my goodness. Dr. Ferdinand, as they go, because it's a minute to 8, and I did promise their parents it will be finished by 8. What do you want to say to them before they go?
Well, to be honest with you, Marcia, I'm looking at two leaders of the future. And I'd like to say to them to keep up your attitude and your the things that you have been obviously schooled in from your home, your family, the values and the skills and the abilities that you have. But even more importantly, try to share them with some of your peers, because just as much as in school you can get the negative being shared, you also have the capability from how you've demonstrated yourselves this weekend to share the positives and the good things as well. So affect your peers, bring about change in their lives by your example. Fantastic. I'm very proud of you both. Very, very proud of you. You're to be commended, and your parents and grandparents and family are to be commended, as several in the chat have indicated.
Yes, and I want to just also say I was going to commend their parents who are listening. Thank you so much for allowing them to come and to join us
Yes,
tonight. Thanks
yes.
to those who have allowed them to be part of Praise Academy in one way or the other,
Wow.
as well, and to entrust them in our care. And I want to say also to my husband, Dave Weeks, who, I mean, he does it every single Sunday, and I'm amazed at this man. 3 o'clock on a Sunday, that Zoom is on, and those young men he had these young men from about 8. What time did you start coming on the Zoom with Uncle Dave at Joshua? Is it 8 or 9? What,
I think probably no going to 9.
about
Something,
eight and a
something.
half, thereabout, eight
Yeah,
and a half.
that's it.
Caleb, what time did you start coming on the Zoom with Uncle Dave?
Um, I think it was about 8 years old.
Yes, I think so. Looking at the years, I think it's about 8 years old that Caleb started to do the Zoom with Dave, and why I do this, Dr. Ferdinand, because Dave does this without any recognition. This is the kind of work that you get, and nobody says anything to you, about it, because it's not in the limelight. It's not like what I do, but he takes this young man. Do you understand what it means? Like 3 o'clock on a Sunday. Sometimes I'm like, Dave, we could go out and do this. He said, no, no, we have to plan it around these young men, and he mentors them. He teaches them different things that they come on. He brings on speakers to them, and I want to really commend Dave for what he's poured into their lives, and the fact that he was able to invite them out to the water distribution and to the Solemn March today. Well, I invited them to the Solemn March today. I think that is awesome work, and that's the kind of work that is needed to help our communities. Well, Caleb and Joshua, it's like in the Bible, Caleb and Joshua, Dr. Ferdinand. I want to say,
Wow.
I want to say thank you so much for coming on tonight, and for sharing your views with us. And we want to invite you to come back on every now and again. Okay, when you have something you want to share, you just give Auntie Marcy a call, and you can come on and tell us all about it. Okay?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
please.
yes. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
God bless you.